Donal, it's not just GA players who are returning to action, referees are too. Can you give me an insight into the guidelines that they will be following?
Yeah, at the moment we've challenge games started from last Monday. Every referee has to do a number of things before he goes back, and one of them is that he has to go online, do the educational online course, and he has to be certified at the end of it, like every other player and every other match official. But he also has to do a health questionnaire, and in the health questionnaire he'll have to register as a referee before he goes back to games. And then the third one is follow the guidelines that we've issued. Now every referee's administrator has been informed of the guidelines and county boards, so every referee, club referee in the country should have got them links now with the information explained what to do in a game in certain circumstances, about keeping you safe. And it is responsibility of a referee to keep them safe, as long as the other match officials, they have their umpire team with them as well, they have their sidelines and stuff like that. So the referees is very important. As I say, he's the captain of his team, but he should ensure also that the guidelines are followed. And just like simple things like players shouldn't be getting too close, try and keep your distance when you're dealing with players, and they're the simple things at the moment. But the most important thing for a referee before he referees is he has to do his education module online, and he has to be certified, which he should send to the referee's administrator. He has to do his health questionnaire online as well as part of the referee's pool, and that will automatically go to the referee's administrator, who's the COVID administrator, and then the guidelines which he can print out and he can bring to a game to keep himself safe and the people he's with safe during the game.
Talk to me about the new Gaelic Football playing rules past the annual Congress this year. Referees are going to have to force them now, and also talk to me about the expanded role of the sideline official.
Yeah, well, as I say, we've had in the last 8 months we have had a real change. We've had the new kick-out rule, we've had an advanced mark, and we've all them things where we played in the National League. But since Congress 2020 we got 2 more rules. We got the one in relation to a kick-out. The ball cannot be kicked back directly to the goalkeeper. And it's specific about the goalkeeper, and the free is given from where the goalkeeper kicks the ball. The other thing, there's a slight change in the advanced mark. In the advanced mark now, is if the advanced mark is taken inside the large or small rectangle, and the player claims the mark, he goes back out to the 13-metre line. But in that circumstance, if he decides to play on, he can be tackled immediately. Whereas outside the large rectangle, he has his 4 steps. So it's very important, as I say, that in the large rectangle or in the small rectangle, that if he decides to play on, he can be tackled immediately without penalty to the defender.
And sideline officials have a slightly expanded role now.
Yeah, there's something that came in at Congress as well. Before this, it was always a case where the linesman could call the referee's attention to an aggressive foul that occurred off the ball, or the umpire during a break and play. That function now, the sideline official can do that as well. It doesn't really affect club games as much because we mostly don't have sideline officials or independent sideline officials unless it's a county final or unless it's county semi-final. But at inter-county matches you'll find that role expanded. So referees will have to get their head around the fact that they can now say to the referee in a game that an incident has occurred behind his back that they have seen, and then the relevant penalty can be imposed by the referee.
Education is always an ongoing process for referees. What work will you be doing in that space in the coming weeks and months?
Well, I suppose over the last number of months, as I say, since the COVID-19 kicked in, and as again, most referees, it's 20 weeks since we've refereed, and even I as a club referee, it's going to be difficult getting back to it. What we did, as I say, we'll leave the inter-county stuff, we'll leave that out at the moment. But for club referees, we actually sent out a video that every club referee should have got last week, and that contained mental health advice, that contained advice in relation to how to get back up to fitness training and how the pathway going forward. So this week now, what we'll be doing is we'll be sending out a video for hurling and football, 2 separate videos that will allow them look at their new rules as part of an in-service, that they can get up to date on the rules, up to date on some of the stuff that for going forward in relation to the new rules. It'll be like their in-service done, but it'll be done in a video that they can download themselves and they can watch it back at any stage. So that they should ensure that the referee's administrator gets that out to them this week, or especially next week before competitive games start, because all the new rules are explained, and it'll help them get back into thinking about the game.
So, I mean, a lot to do, but I presume you're happy that players will be referees will get back to speed in the same way players will in not too long a period of time.
And I suppose another thing there's also we'll be getting the information out in regards to the new rules and YouTube videos to county boards and to all clubs, so that'll be going as well. Yes, it's difficult, as I say, and no more than playing, refereeing is a skill that you know you kind of roll into it. At Christmas we usually get about 8 weeks of a break. Now we're in 15 or 16 weeks, so it's going to be difficult for fellas to get back up to speed again in relation to but as I say, refereeing is a learned skill. You're going to have to acquire it again and take your time, and take your time making decisions, and we'll get them right again. But as I say, the rule book is there and it's always available, and fellas should be keeping themselves up to date on the rules.